Five Nights at Freddy's is a very memorable horror franchise, but what's the most memorable part of the franchise? The scares? Maybe. The lore? Possibly. The gameplay? Alright, sure, pal. Go play Security Breach and then get back to me. It's without a doubt the characters that have helped make this series as recognizable as it is. Of course, there's the core 5, the tons of animatronics from various games, the villains, the ghosts, even the fan-made characters. Hell, one fan character was so popular that it made a cameo in the official FNAF movie. They better reference the purple guy suit hoax in the sequel. So many people were complaining about the movies being PG-13. Just throw this asshole in the film, that'll raise it to R. The characters of the FNAF franchise are unbelievably iconic, so it's not really a surprise that there are this many popular fan characters out there. Fan games, analog horror, hoaxes, and rumors. Some of these guys are just as popular as the main cast. Completely unrelated to fan characters, my favorite FNAF characters are the Freddy variants. I mean, you got Molten Freddy, Shadow Freddy, Golden Freddy, the Fredbears. They're absolutely sick. Now, if only there were a cool fan character based on Freddy Fazbear that really resonated with the people. Oh, of course. Who could forget? Who is that? So, in like the past year or two, I've seen one FNAF fan character absolutely make the rounds online. On social media, in video games, hell, I've referenced him on this channel before, and that is none other than Bear5. God damn, did you guys want to see Bear5? He absolutely slammed in the YouTube poll. So, what exactly is all of this? Bear5 isn't from a game or a YouTube video or really like anything. He's a joke character that originated in 2022 with this tweet from Spunglebog1. I actually couldn't find this tweet at first because it turns out the creator had deleted it. They 100% had an Oppenheimer I am become death moment over this navy blue bastard. But from what I understand, and please correct me if I'm wrong about any of this, they merely came up with the concept of this blue Freddy character named Bear5. The images and videos you may associate with him if you're familiar were all made by other people later on. And I guess 30 people talked about him in 2009 according to Google Trends. The classic Bear5 design we all know and love seems to originate from this Friday Night Funkin' mod from February of 2023, more on that later. But after this character of Bear5 was in full swing, mostly within memes and other social media posts. Of course, there's this iconic one by Ben's Reflection, I think, where Elon Musk is just minding his own business being frickin' epic sauce awesomeness, when all of a sudden, Bear5 is coming. No, Elon, run. Oh my god, he's gonna get caught. He's right behind you. No, keep going. No. They need to preserve this video in a nuclear bunker where it can't be harmed. There's a bunch of other popular videos that I've stumbled across, but the point is, this guy made his way around a lot. This popularity eventually spread into other mediums over the last year or so. Tons of sick fan art, which is funny because this is just an amalgamated blue Freddy with a bunch of crust around his edges.
Oh my god, it's Bender!
Lots of Friday Night Funkin' mods, some fan games, and a weirdly prominent presence in the Roblox community. And because I would lose my mind trying to talk chronologically about everything that Bear5 has been in, I've decided to separate every prominent thing about Bear5 into different categories. You can't mess around when it comes to this guy. I needed headers in Google Docs and everything. So, grab something blue that's in your general vicinity as we dive into the legacy of America's biggest sweetheart, Bear5. Also, I have a Patreon now where I make cool exclusive content, and there's a Bear5 video up there as we speak, and you should go check it out. It'd be cool. While Bear5 definitely got popularized by various TikToks, funny videos, Friday Night Funkin' mods, and more, that's not his most notable achievement. I mean, for example, let's take a look at all the views on these Bear5 memes. Okay, 140k, 51k, not bad, not bad. Oh my goodness! God damn, I'd fight Bear5 too if it meant 280,000 views. For some inexplicable reason, Bear5 has made a name for himself in the world of Roblox. Probably not the best thing to be known for these days, but let's not focus on that. There's not one game that launched him into the popularity he has, but many different cameos and bosses and other playable appearances. For example, the game Roblox 3008 created by Ugly Burger Zero. That was the game in the video with over 1 million views, by the way. And it wasn't even normal Bear5. It was Bear5 Prime? Who the hell is that? Scott Cawthon, eat your heart out. This is real lore right here. Roblox 3008 is a game based on a monster of the same name, SCP-3008. I don't know why I said 3000 for the other one, whatever. You likely know what an SCP is, but if you don't, it's basically a creepypasta monster or entity documented by the fictional SCP Foundation. SCP-3008, for example, is an infinitely generating IKEA. Anyways, in this Roblox game, your objective is to survive some sort of day-night cycle with these evil IKEA employees coming to kill you. Simple enough, I think. I don't know, I played it for like 10 minutes. The employees are all pretty standard, except for the various April Fool's updates that would replace the employees with a silly little character. You know where this is going. In the year 2023, the April Fool's update introduced the Bear5 Knights, which indeed allows Bear5 to attack you. He's not all that special though, he just kinda chases you around with a knife and tells you to leave the building. I am a little surprised when this update came out though. This was only a few months after Bear5 came into the mainstream. I'm not saying he didn't have a lot of notoriety at the time, but I can guarantee you that a lot more people know who this guy is now and are including them in their Roblox games. Anyways, nothing crazy in 3008, just a silly little cameo for April Fool's Day. But Bear5's not the only blue bloody character that appears in a lot of Roblox stuff. Yeah, that's right. We're talking about Sonic.exe again. Oh, what? You thought we could go one video without mentioning him? Yeah, nice try, pal. Sit down, listen to me waffle about this bastard for the 15th time. Sonic.exe has had his fair share of Roblox content for the masses to enjoy and or despise. While there's been a lot of well-made and popular games featuring the goofball, the one that's been making the rounds these past few months is a game called Outcome Memories by Sabi. It's a multiplayer survival horror game inspired by another game of the same nature, Sonic.exe The Disaster. I actually talked about The Disaster a few years back, so you might already be a little familiar with what this kind of game is. Basically, one person is an evil Sonic character, and the other players are non-evil Sonic characters. Survive as long as you can until you can escape. Simple enough. I actually plan to go more in depth on this and other multiplayer Sonic.exe games in a different video, so I'm not going to spend too much time on what this game is. What I do want to spend time on, though, is the wacky private server shenanigans you can get up to. If you play Outcome Memories in a private server, you can get access to many different features and characters not available in the base game. You've got Sans and Baldi and Kara and... oh my god, Dwight D. Eisenhower? And of course, our beloved Bear5. He doesn't really have any special abilities, but he can run insanely fast and one-hit KO almost anyone. I could see why this wasn't made available to the public. Bear5 meta would have been a game changer. I do really like how the model looks here though. Since Bear5 is just a bunch of cut-up Freddy Fazbear images, the top of his head is just kinda cut off. And in Outcome Memories, they do the same thing to the top of Bear5's head. If that's not attention to detail, I don't know what is. This is a neat little Easter egg in a game that really didn't call for this guy to appear in it. I'm still waiting on an explanation for Eisenhower though. Was he just like in PC port and I didn't see him there? Let's see, there's a Bear5 unit in Five Nights Tower Defense. There's a Bear5 enemy in the arcade mode for Nico's Next Bots. You can play as him in the Pizzeria Roleplay Remastered. I actually like his character bio in this one about hating billionaires. Can we turn Bear5 into an anti-1% icon? I'm just saying, I think everybody would approve of this guy taking down the government right now. If you're looking for a bigger role for him to play, he also has his own minigame in Wega's Challenge The Idol by KB Zulk. This one's actually kinda fun. It's just a basic auto runner where you have to escape Bear5 and various other obstacles, including... Oh my god, not this asshole. Anyways, I played this one with my girlfriend and then threw the aftermath up on my second channel, so go watch that if you want to see perfection in the form of a Roblox game. Speaking of perfection in the form of a Roblox game, last but not least, there's Bear5 Computer Core by Karamajlik666. Now, I guess there's like a genre of Roblox games based around saving a computer core, and this is like a parody of those games, but I had no clue about this when I was playing, and I think that's the best way to go about it. The game has you walking around this facility covered head to toe in this image of Bear5. Damn, imagine living with this freak plastered all over your walls. I'll stick to just one wall, thank you very much. You have this giant Bear5 ball that's the core and you need to keep it happy, and then everything starts to begin to melt down when he's no longer happy, and then the game just absolutely shatters the sound barrier with how damn loud it is, and then you have to free this green foxy named Fox4, and then he goes and kills the Bear5 Prime core, which is now replacing the regular Bear5 core, by the way, and he replaces him, and now he's the ball, and now you've got to keep him happy? Oh yeah, we got Bear5 Prime back. I don't know who the f this is. And that about wraps up the Roblox stuff. I did actually somewhat enjoy the auto runner minigame, but everything else was nothing but cool little Easter eggs and cameos. Well, except for the computer core, but I don't even know how to describe what that big bundle of colors and sound was. I think he works the best this way, though. Bear5 is really nothing but a shitpost character. I don't think he was ever really meant to be taken seriously, or hold a significant role in a game. Friday Night Funkin'!
Well, do you know what Bear5 is?
I have never heard of that. What even is a Bear5?
If there is one game in existence that can give relevancy or content to anything that's ever existed online, it's Friday Night Funkin'. You know what this game is. Rhythm game from 2020, copied Andy's Apple Farm, dug up the corpse of my moron son that I love. One of the biggest things I respect about the FNF community is their ability to take any character or concept that originated online, old or new, and turn it into a mod for new audiences to see. Like, I could promise on my soul that no one currently under the age of 18 gave a shit about bootleg SpongeBob before he was in an FNF mod. And I'm glad people give a shit about him now. He's my silly little guy. Now, I don't really follow up with the community much anymore, but every now and then I'll see a mod pop up that I just have to try out. Some of these are so well made, legitimate pieces of art that deserve attention from a wider and more general audience. Bear5 is one of those, by the way. I don't listen to that mumble rap garbage. I listen to real music, damn it. Created by KiwiQuest, this Bear5 mod is, as far as I can ascertain, his earliest appearance after the initial tweet from 2022. This includes the first time we saw the iconic image of him. Never knew the crust was always a part of his original design. You learn something new every day.
So you were always like this?
Now, for some reason, I can't get this mod to run. Trust me, I tried. But we could still go online and listen to these sick-ass tunes. Thank you, KiwiQuest and Estrogen Storm, for bringing these notes into my brain. They'll never leave. So this mod is you playing as a green foxy, aka Fox4, rapping against Bear5. I know, this is the hardest thing you've ever seen in your life. I'm more so focused on who the rest of these characters are. Is there a whole Bear5 extended universe we aren't aware of? Well, I guess we know about Bear5 Prime. The song is, I mean, it's not the worst Friday Night Funkin' song. And it's also very obviously not supposed to be taken seriously, but still, I have heard worse from songs that are trying to be serious. Besides serving as an origin point for Bear5 and maybe being a little funny, this mod really isn't anything crazy. Once again, Bear5 is nothing but a joke concept. The world would have to be ending if you wanted to have a serious take on Bear5. What did you do? Created by Apocalypse with the help of DJ Try Again, Cheese with Cake, and Cat Mania, may I introduce Versus Bear5 Retake, an attempt to make Bear5 into a serious thing. And it worked. What? Taking place in some sort of alternate FNAF timeline, Bear5 isn't some reality warping billionaire hunter, but rather Henry Emily. If you're not familiar with FNAF lore, Henry Emily was William Afton's partner back when like the whole Freddy's thing was happening. See, instead of William Afton killing kids in the spring Bonnie suit, in this universe it was Henry Emily eating kids in a blue Freddy suit. This guy saw YouTube Rewind 2015 and was like, It's actually a pretty interesting concept that I don't think I've seen explored before. Henry being the villain instead of Afton. And of course, such an interesting concept stemmed from this guy right here. You play as the character Pico navigating an area similar to a FNAF minigame. This was developed in the Godot engine, by the way, which is why it's a bit more fan game than FNF mod. As you explore the pizzeria on the lookout for the FNF man himself boyfriend, you notice lots of blood and scary things. Oh god, not Fox 4! Rest well, my hero clad in green. Eventually, you reach Bear5, who appears to have killed boyfriend, and now it's up to you to get revenge. Pico says he's gonna make him eat lead, and then proceeds not to shoot him. Do you know how fast this mod would have ended if you had just shot him frame 1? The song is roughly 3 minutes long and really not that difficult. I'm pretty rusty, so I still missed like 15 notes, but it really wasn't difficult at all. The visuals are solid overall. I do really like this second phase where he's all covered in shadows and up in your face, and the only things that you can really make out are his eyes and his teeth. I don't know how I feel about the actual Bear5 sprite though. It's weirdly uncanny to see Bear5 not uncanny. Also, there's this geezer at the end. He's kinda silly. The song itself is good. I think Pico's vocals match the chiptune FNAF minigame aesthetic that this mod is going for. The second phase probably sounds the best overall. I'm not really sure what else to say here. Just don't put it on at a frat party. They will not appreciate that. Who would have thought that every single frat guy at that party would be a Friday Night Funkin' fan?
Hey bro, you coming to play hit single or what?
I'll be right back. Now, there's actually a good and bad ending to this mod. The bad ending is standard, just don't do anything and then beat the mod as normal. Bam, game over, Bear5 victory. If you manage to find this secret path in the overworld before the song though, you can actually meet up with this ghost child. Turns out that these are the victims of Henry and they want you to kick his ass so they can kick his ass. Unfortunately, to do that, you have to beat the song with 0 misses. As the resident I haven't played Friday Night Funkin' consistently in years guy, I was not able to do this. Besides, if you get the good ending, all you get is a little cutscene at the end, and you free the souls of Bear5's victims. Versus Bear5 Retake did the absolute impossible. It turned Bear5 into something. Now, I was hamming it up a bit when I was saying that the idea of Bear5 being turned into something serious was impossible, but it is genuinely impressive to see it turn into a unique concept like this. I'd love to see a full-on FNAF fan game running with the whole Henry Emily alternate universe thing this game created. Congratulations, Bear5 Retake. You may be the only attempt to make Bear5 into something more than this. And those are the only 2 mods featuring Bear5 that I'm aware of. Despite there only being 2 prominent ones, they were enough to kick this bear into the limelight even more. I don't know if we'll see any more mods of him after this, but we should be thankful that these exist at all. And even more thankful for the existence of Bear5 Disc 1. I mean, let's face it, we were starting to stray a little too far from incomprehensibility. We can't misrepresent what makes Bear5 Bear5, now can we? To wrap this chicanery up, I wanted to talk about the vast amount of videos that Bear5 has blessed with his presence. As I said at the beginning of this video, Bear5 really caught his stride with the world of dumbass videos that you can't understand what's going on in. I haven't really explained what the humor of Bear5 is yet, but I think you got a decent idea from all the things I've shown so far. Obviously, he's a silly creepypasta FNAF OC, but pretty much any video he's in boils down to one of two things. Bear5 is coming to kill you, or pure, unfiltered sensory overload. Usually both. I already talked about the Elon video where Bear5 is on the attack, but how about this similar one from pshooter321 on TikTok? This video should leave me with a lot more questions, but I think I'm just wondering why there was a car alarm thrown into the mix. In almost any Bear5 video, he's loud and is just a moving JPEG 99% of the time. I think that makes him more terrifying though, because the last thing I need is a huge fucking 2D image of this guy chasing me down a hallway. That was a more comprehensible video though. Let's dip our toes back into the idea of that sensory overload. How about this TikTok from Doug Dimmadome 2?
Hey, man, I'm afraid to say anything. Hey, man, I'm a man.
You know, every now and then I sit and I think to myself, what in God's name am I doing with the life that's been given to me? And every single time I think about that question, I always come to the exact same answer. What I'm doing with my life is the best thing I can do with it. Bring me Bear5 Disc 1 right now! And there's no series of videos that makes me more overstimulated and feeling unsafe than the discs of Bear5. Compiled by the channel Fear, they're just a bunch of Bear5 videos that have been tossed together for our viewing pleasure. Gotta be crediting those people, Fear. The world needs to know who made the Bear5 Squidward bath video, Fear. I will say it's interesting how varied Bear5 used to look. Really, he used to just be any blue Freddy that looks absolutely messed up. Or sometimes Bread Bear from Day Shift at Freddy's. Later on though, the Bear5 render we all know and love became the standard. No more of this random Freddy images stuff. I almost want to call this brain rot content, but it's not really made with those intentions. I hope with the release of this video, we could see more content about Bear5. Like, come on, how am I the first one to do a video essay on Bear5? You're telling me no one's made an hour-long video titled, The Secret Genius of Bear5 and How He Changed My Life? $5 to the first person to make that. I should wrap this up. So after all of those games, all of those videos, all of this incredible, heartwarming content, I still have no clue who Bear5 Prime is. Bear5's popularity both baffles me and doesn't surprise me in the slightest. It's just so weird because he wasn't ever from a thing. Sure, he had a meme or two that helped bring him to life, but Bear5 was never from or about anything. It was just a concept of a funny, spooky blue Freddy, and people took that and ran with it. But I love that such a dumbass character was able to garner a weirdly large community. So here's to more Bear5 shenanigans in the future, because it really doesn't seem like he's going anywhere. No, dear viewer, Bear5 is here to stay. No, really, he's here to stay. In fact, he's standing in my door right now.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
No, Bear5, please don't do it! I'm not part of the upper class! Leave me be!
Getting fit and funky, is that your desire? Get down and boogie till you catch fire. Dance and shake the soul and makes you feel alive. Shakes up your body, high five. and trim. Now shake a leg and you will get slim.